We Santo man kolnyang Mike Cholgrangawan Yuping Yarul Pandiri Shet Maniel Anaketon Niel Zilo Wenetona Dol. Adenge kick kega buka ga devo baye anyalinya dia kui kapingrin jemana liet wena changaro ngaje duru kega parami madene maja kubul makur kega bole ken kuai zatiam wagare de kegela Emmanuel wena bani go ingulu diyor adenge kick kega buka ga devo baye anyalinya dia kui kapingrin jemana liet wena changaro ngaje duru kega parami madene maja kubul makur kega bole ken kuai zatiam wagare de kegela Emmanuel wena bani go ingulu diyor adenge kick kega buka ga devo baye anyalinya dia kui kapingrin jemana liet wena changaro ngaje duru kega parami madene maja kubul makur kega bole ken kuai zatiam wagare de kegela Emmanuel wena bani go iye kumaturo makero aweltu koi lui panin le guse kuye baraka sala gulo mogatin yale yukoiti koi pondoloy yamatia ila yewa gunmi demi kon kurango bugwailo wapanen kayo golel aila yo kren ichanga yawada kuwashin maningale mane yo koi rodito kubayin kon yele tanu panan eyo kaya matonarot jemana tonile kujoy Itaya kol min Dubai ping wache punya yu ti jog
Welcome, guys. Welcome. Good morning, good evening, good night. Happy Monday morning to us here. And thank you for tuning in to Legacy Media, South Sudanese Media on YouTube, and also for those of you who are listening to Clubhouse. First thing before I dive into my topic this evening, let me send as you guys know, that uh, the Holy Pope Francis has gone to the Lord today. He passed away, and Holy Pope, he is one of the person. He worked tirelessly with our leaders in South Sudan to bring peace, and he tried his best. Even the time that he was in the deathbed in hospital last month, he wrote a letter and sent it with his delegate to Juba to liberate when the violence to break out again. So he sent his delegate while he's in hospital, and he sent a letter to the leaders of South Sudan, called for peace in the country. But our leaders are not listening to Holy Pope. Today, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, he sent his condolence message. Let me read it out here so some of you have it, and I put on the screen there. Here is the condolence message from the passing of Holy Father Pope Francis, April 21st, 2025. He said that I have learned with the deep sorrow of passing on of the Holy Father Pope Francis peacefully at 7:35 a.m. this morning in his apartment at the Dim Saint Martin. It goes without saying that South Sudan had a special spot in the heart of His Holiness Pope Francis. His partial visit to South Sudan in February 2023 was consciously renewed the hope of the people of South Sudan. It came at a time when the world had ever doubt about our zeal for the peace and our determination to a shot of course for our country. And it's also go ahead. His act of kindness, humanity, demonstrated during our visit to Rome in 2019, when during the visit in 2019, that picture right there. When he kneeled down to kiss our feet was turning point for our peace partners, effort to promoting a peace in our country, have left in indelible mark in our history of our country. His Holiness prayers, encouragements, stand on our determination to continue with the implementation of the peace agreement, devise the challenges. He did not stop at that. He would always reach out and remind us of the importance of peace whenever we divest. The South Sudanese across the divided will forever meet the Holy Father and remember his love for South Sudan. Fellow Catholics, faithful of South Sudan, today we have lost a true and humble service of God, a man who held South Sudan dear to his heart. May I ask us to pray for His Holiness, for the Lord to receive his soul into eternal peace, to intern our Timothy, the Christian around the world, with the heartfelt gratitude, Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan. That is a message from President Salva Kiir. So, as you see the timeline, and I have a video here to play the video that when he visit the Holy Father in South Sudan, he worked tirelessly, called for peace. And our people, our leaders are not, and you listen what President said in his letter. And again, they are not parliamented with the peace agreement. Listen to the video when he visits South Sudan in 2023.
Rimanete nella pace.
Stay in peace.
Lo chiedo col cuore.
I'm asking you with my heart.
Andiamo avanti.
Let us go forward.
Ci saranno tanti problemi,
There will be many problems,
ma non spaventarsi.
but they will not overcome us.
Andare avanti, risolvere I problemi.
Go ahead, go forward and resolve the problems.
Voi avete avviato un processo
You have begun a process.
che finisca bene.
May it end well.
Ci saranno lotte fra voi
There
due,
will be struggles, disagreements amongst
Sì.
you.
ma
Okay.
che queste siano dentro dell'ufficio,
But let this be within the community, inside the office, as you will.
davanti al popolo,
But in front of the people,
le mani unite.
hold hands, united.
Così, da semplici cittadini,
So as simple citizens,
diventerete padri di nazione.
you will become fathers of the nation.
Permettetemi di chiederlo col cuore,
If you allow me to ask
con i
with my
miei
heart,
sentimenti più profondi.
with my heart, with my deepest sentiments.
Accompagnami. Permettetemi.
Just later, it's okay, later.
There you have it. You see, the whole process died peaceful today. He was in the Lord at the right hand. And also, he died while his heart, South Sudan in his heart. So the message to the South Sudanese leaders. So Pope Francis gone. So what is your gift for the Father for his peace? Can you guys parliamentate the peace agreement that he called for? That would be the gift for him, to honor him. So I will stop there. Thank you so much for watching. So my heart of condolences go out to Rome Catholic, to Rome, and for the passing of Holy Father. Pope. We pray for his journey, and he is now with the Lord, with his Lord Jesus Christ. So thank you for watching. So let me go back to my topic. So some of you, I'm reading your comment. Some of the comment are insult. Why you come up with this topic? So the topic of today, why I come up with this topic, Ajubin. We have known what happened in Nasir last month. So last month, let me price your brain a little bit, your mind. Last month, the White Army and SPLA-IO, the TED SSPDF brought in Nasir, killed General David Majordak with his forces. Yesterday, the SPDF went back to Nasir. And then aftermath, there's a video that I will play here, and this video is very horrific, horrible. If you have a children around you, please, I would like you to not let them not watch this video. And why I'm playing this video, because to show to the world that what happened in Nasir is a war crime. And I'm seeing here some of the White Army supporters writing nonsense. Okay. So you listen, watch this video. If you are human, if you have a human, you have a soul in your body. Watch this video. And then think about what you are writing. Okay. So watch this video. This video is a very graphic. And I would like, if you don't want to watch, please do not watch it. Okay. And remove the children away from the TV, that whether you are watching the YouTube or whatever. So please remove the kid away from it. Let me play this. It's 5 minutes.
Có đi cái lối rào là chỉ mấy lò có đủ gom xe lên là bao tay nhà này em mà có lom cái jama ya din em một jama rồi jama đủ gom xe lên phải bắt thế nó đều có chuyện đấy Ela musaj vaza ela fi unat kathira ela Tamu sasa fiu na katiro. Ai. Tale. Yazon? हम बरबूद माफ अजर बस
There you have it. That's a video. Some of you that didn't watch, you can go on. It's online. You can watch that. So you guys, you see that video. That's a very shock and very sad. See those kind of humanity killing of the other human. It's horrible. Horrible. It's very horrible. And some of you here are just. Some of you are not even. I don't know what kind of human being you are. I'm reading your comment here. You don't even have a heart to feel sorry about what happened. So what the White Army did is a crime against humanity. It's like no any human being can kill, do something like that. Okay. So it's really a terrible thing. So to see our people killing one another, and that's why I connected the video that runs. Holy Pope was calling for peace in the country for the leaders, and still people are using violence. So what happened in Nasir is something that if you are a South Sudanese, please, you need to condemn what happened in Nasir. The video, that's the evidence show what happened in that day. That day, that night, those 4 days, you have seen that this video was taken yesterday. That was yesterday in Nasir. And some of you here are still commenting, said that you're denying it, this not happened, and the evidence is right there. So if you need to stop what I'm calling for. We don't need to support people that who are committing a crime. We should not do that. We should call out, we should condemn this criminal. The White Army are a terrorist. The way you see in the video, this is how the terrorists act to stuff. They are our law. And I know I know some of you who are supporters of White Army, you are not comfortable for me calling them as a terrorist group. They are. And the video show that who they are. And they have to be held accountable. Those people who are behind of this, they have to be held accountable for it. Accountability have to take place. In order for the peace to come in the country, people have to be, those people who are supporting the horrific crime, they have to be responsible for it. So some of you now that are just writing and you don't even know, you are not even on the ground what happened. And you're still denying the video. So anyway, that's the video that I just want to share with you guys what happened in Nasir. Some of you were judging. Let me open a hand right here. Some of you can come up. Let me see here. Yeah, you guys can come up if you want to come. So this is how it happened. So if you didn't see that video, you need to go to South Sudan Eagle Media page and you can watch it. Some of you in this clubhouse. So let me bring in here the one more Anya. I don't know, did you watch the video? What do you think?
Yeah, I saw the video, brother. And I even saw the video before the body was exposed. And it is as shocking as it is. It is really a terror. And when we had been calling wider, people took us wrong. But now, okay, now you have seen the bonds of the daughters of North Sudan, victory, and then one of the strangest part is the argument that they used to make when they used to tell us that, well, the soldiers are the ones that are killing the civilians. But look now, where are those bones at? Those bones are in military garrison. So how do the soldiers who are killing civilians have the bonds of in the headquarters instead of being in the villages somewhere? So, and this is exactly effective of a terror. They always create a situation of being victims while they are the one who are going on aggression. So, I know I and you have been aware of what White Army has been capable of doing and how much White Army actually pose an existential threat to our nation. But the folks in Juba are the ones who really don't seem to mind about them. And I'm glad now the Nasir is liberated again, such that the atrocities committed by the White Army can be exposed. You know, it's as horrible as and then even at the end of the day, when we get to come and ask ourselves, all of this death to achieve what has been. And their argument of, oh yeah, we need unified forces. Okay, so all of this destruction and the killing, just in the name of asking for unified forces? Are the forces going to be unified now with this behavior? Even if I have unified forces somewhere, will I provide unified forces now? If I am the government now, would I actually meet their demand after I see these videos? Because those bones are bones of sons and daughters of some people. They are bones of brothers, some people's brothers. They are bones of people's husbands. And this image is not going to go away from our eyes. And definitely, the evil that the White Army and their supporters have been actually asking for so many years, I think it's going to be given to them. It's going to be, the relationship is never going to be the same. You know, even like a people to people relationship is not going to be the same. It's going to have a lot of impact. This is a world of technology, information that travel faster. And you can see that those videos are going to be available in the TikTok and in the YouTube, and people are going to see them. And it's going to generate a lot of anger. And the social fabric definitely is hurt. It's really hurt. And we, the people of South Sudan, are not this. Every time we think of a Nasir, this is what we are going to be thinking about. That's exactly what is going to be the icon of the Nasir. That's exactly what Nasir means to us now. Every time I hear the word Nasir, that's what I think about. That's something that is going to come into our mind, We're going to see the lifeless body of our general major, and every time we hear the word Nasir, it is that video that is going to come up in the psychology, in the screen of the people of South Sudan. It's a very bad thing. It's a curse. It's going to be a curse upon Nasir. It's not going to be like For example, if you are an investor, if you were to be like somebody that want to do business now, would you go and do business in Nasser? Who would go there? You know, that's exactly what Nasser will mean to Jinobin, especially Jinobin who will have a chance to watch this video. That is exactly what the definition of Nasser will be. It's going to be where people get massacred, and where like and what we are going to understand about the local population is savagery. That's all it is, barbarianism. That's what they have actually put in our mind now. And so it's not even something that's going to be good on Nasser as a town. You can just see here how to, because the only people who will be going to Nasser now, especially who are non-citizens of Nasser, people who will be going there are people who will have guns in their hands. That's it. If I'm a teacher and I'm hired to go and teach in Nasser, do you think I will go? A businessman, would I go to Nasser? A healthcare worker, would I go to Nasser with those images? It's very unfortunate. And you can see that even some of the sons of Nasser, they're still taking a pride in that. They're still proud. I see the comment that they're making, Brother Malik, under your show. They're still even proud of that. The amount of these people here are demons. They're not even human beings. Because this is something that you would be ashamed of. If I were to be from Nasser and my hometown have videos that look like that, I would feel ashamed. Because it's not a kind of a town I would be proud of. Because that is an extreme savagery. And you still see some of them who are probably in the Western world, and they're still saying that this and more Dinka bones will look like that. That means the amount and the number of the people that they have killed and the bonds that we see there in the military garrison is not enough. So they're not even feeling sorry for what had happened. They're proud of it, and they still demand more bones of the sons and daughters of South Sudan. That's what some of the sons of Nasser, that's what they're telling us now. I see your comments, which is very, very unfortunate. Let's stop there, Brother Mudid. Let me pass the mic on to the...
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Well, it's really very sad indeed to see how they are commenting regarding about that. It's really shocking. So that they cannot be, they are just celebrating, see, for the if you can see the bone of human, even those bones, they are not only because they are using a tribal line that are Dinka bone, they are not all the 64 tribe are there. It's really sad. Let me bring in who's next? Elias. Yeah, welcome.
الحاجه جابني فوق هنا طبعا فيديو ده نحن شفناه في جل الصباح انا مهم شفته زي maybe like around 12 o'clock or something that through the Facebook لكن الحاجه اللي استغربني شديد عشان يوم ده بقول الجيش قوات دفاع الجنوب قتل شباب بتاع الناصر وقتل عيال وحاجات زي لكن الليله لما شفنا الصور ده يعني الطريقه قتلوا بها الجيش بتاع جنوب السودان بطريقه بشعه كده يعني انت ما تتخيل يعني تشوف الضام بتاع الناس وعصاه وحاجات زي ده يعني هم دمروا الناس تماما وانا مستغرب الشباب بتاع الناس لسه هم بيعملوا كومبلين بيقولوا قتلوهم رغم ما هم يعني قتلوا ناس جديد يعني ده حاجه غريب جدا جدا افتكرناه يمكن يكون كان يعني الجيش بتاع جنوب السودان حاول يشيل الاسلحه والناس عملوا ممكن حرب بسيط كده يعني ما حاجه لدرجه زي ده لكن انا غايه مستغرب شديد لو حاجات زي ده بيحصل في جنوب السودان فمعناته ما في امن في البلد يعني لو مواطنين بيموتوا بطريقه زي ده حتى كميه ده ما بيقدر يدوا الناس الماتوا لانه ده وضام اللي احنا كبير شفناه في الفيسبوك، يعني ده وضام بتاع الناس، يعني طريقه موت جماعي. ده دمار، يعني ده موت جماعي، قتلوا الناس بطريقه غلط. ولسه بعد كده الشباب بتاع الجيش الابيض بيعملوا كومبلين ايوه، بيقول يا اخي الناس دي قتلوا ناس وحاجات، لكن ديل ما دينكا، ديل الجيش بتاع جنوب السودان، في كل قبائل بتاع الجنوب، ديل الناس مستقبل بتاع الجنوب. يعني لو كان جيش بتاعنا بموت زي ده فما فايده في جنوب السودان، ما في فايده. لكن المهم انا ما حطول شديد، لكن انا condemn this not right. حتى ناس الجيش الابيض صار المفروض كانوا ما يتكلموا، لانه حتى منو حيحملوا مسؤوليه؟ ده الجيش الابيض ولا رياض مشار ولا حزب بتاع ايو، كله بيحملوا مسؤوليه بتاع موت مواطنين زي ده. وكلام ده ما مفهوم زار، ده مواطنين براهم بس ولا ده في جيش؟ لانه ده ما بتقدر تفهم زول ما يجي في شوف عقله بس، ما بتعرف مواطن وينه والجيش وينه. يعني حاجه غريب جدا جدا. سو الناس القبيل شفت قبل شويه كان في ناس بيعملوا كومن هنا في الروم، زي قبيل سايمون ابوي كان كتب هنا قاعد يقول السبب هو الفقير ما يعرفي، هو ما داير يطبق السلام اللي عملوه الاتفاقيه بتاع السلام. يعني لو الفقير ما طبق القانون بتاع السلام ده معناته الناس يقتلون بطريقه زي ده، طريقه بشعه شديد. المهم انا هجيب كده ما هطول شديد، لكن انا غايتهم في رايي انا الناس اللي بيحملوهم مسؤوليه رياض مشاعر لازم يحملوهم مسؤوليه بتاع الناس دي، لانه هو ياو مسؤول من جيش الابيض ده ومسؤول من ايو. المهم انا بجيب كده وشكرا جزيلا.
Shukran, Brother Elias. Absolutely. You know, it's real tragedy to see our people. They are just, they don't even have sympathy for those family that love their loved one. And if you can see the bone on the ground, it's really a bad thing. And then they are still laughing, celebrating. They should be ashamed. Welcome, Sadakilo.
Yeah, thank you, Nasir, and Brother Wal and Elias, and the people in the room down there. Let me start with the condolences to Pope Francis. You know, it's a great loss. I think we relate, we as South Sudanese, to Pope Francis in many, many different ways. Me, myself, you know, I was born, and then my father was a Roman Catholic belief. That's where I get my name Achilleo from. That's number one. Secondly, Pope Francis, you know, struck the headline by kissing the feet of those of Riek Machar and Salva Kiir and those of Nyandeng just to pursue peace in the Republic of South Sudan. These two things make me very sad, you know, for the loss of our father, Pope Francis, and the Argentina and the Roman Catholic community around the world. You see, rest in peace, Pope Francis. You did your best. You did appeal to South Sudanese leader to acquire peace or pursue peace, because peace, there's nothing like peace. So now it's up to Salva Kiir and his government and those of Riek Machar and the fightings in Nasir to pursue peace. If not, then he said what he said. With that said, thank you, Merit, for always being on time and on the money, because this is very crucial. People don't talk about that. The other day we were talking here about White Army. The way Elias was speaking, and Wal and yourself about the video, I didn't see the video, and I don't want to see it, by the way. You see, why? Because I regard the White Army to be a terrorist group in South Sudan. Since the formation of this White Army, they encountered insurgency in South Sudan back in 90s, where you and those of Wal were young in Jesh Ahmed. You see. And they continue to terrorize people of South Sudan without even seeing the video that Elias was talking about in yourself and what I can imagine and agree in perceptions of that. The White Army are quite lost, are quite misled, and they are, if I can describe them, they are quite enigma, confused, because Riek Machar used them for almost 30 years to fight themselves and fight South Sudanese.
Brother Attila, can you give us this more step on this? The video there, I know you got to be a man, you got to have to learn words. But as you can just hear it from our voices, it's so horrible.
Yeah,
now,
and I'm playing right now on the screen.
Yeah, when you see people like Bulldozer here, is still writing like the way he writes, and here is what Bulldozer wrote for the sake, for the benefit of those who will later on come to hear our voices. Here is what he said, and listen to this, brother. So you can take my question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, here is what a guy called Bulldozer number 1, he wrote this. It is the same Fakir Mayar who doesn't want to implement the free movement. And it is people here. Okay, that's one of the people depend are terrorists, and more will die soon if here doesn't stop his useless war. This guy here, according to Simon Abui, if Salva Kiir doesn't, he says it is justified that if Salva Kiir fails to implement the agreement, then the sons and daughters of South Sudan can be killed. According to him, the amount of the bones and the death and not enough. And according to him, if Salva Kiir has not implemented peace, then we are likely going to see more videos like this. In his words, the amount of death and the displacement of Nasir is not enough. Now, this is the way some of the opposition are speaking. And you may run into some of the comments made by the White Army supporters. Alelade, sons and daughters of South Sudan, as SPDF, they have gone into Nasir. They have fought their way all the way into Nasir. And when they see these kind of images, they have the gunpowder. What does that really mean? Is it going to be more SSPDF dying now, or the SSPDF who are going to be getting really angry and even fight, and even take a fight into the White Army more? What is your prospect on this, Brother Attila?
Well, that's very good, that's a very good, analysis, and I like the way you put it, and the way, you try to emphasize for those who don't know exactly. First of all, let me, thank you for displaying the image of late Albino Kolakol. Thank you for that. I respect to you and the rest of your family because of that. Now, what you said about the video and Medit and Elias, I'm going to watch that. But let me again say that the White Army is going to lose this fight. The White Army is going to lose. If you can remember, it's me and you, from different angles, we dispute the extension of the government. People said no, and we said no, it's going to happen. And it did happen. The so-called round table, we dispute that. People say no. And of course, there's no round table. Technocrat, it's me and you dispute that. People say no. And it did happen. There's no something called a round table. And the extensions and stuff like those. So now we are in the state whereby the IO committed crime through White Army. We need to expect that fact that White Army is a terrorist organization. Doesn't represent the Nuer community. But at the same time, there is politicians who are using the White Army so they can pursue political gain, like Riek Machar and the IO and the rest of the people that are supporting them. Because of this infight or power struggle, they want to be in power by using the White Army. So these atrocities that are happening now in Nasir, or this video, justify that. Otherwise, we need to accept the fact. And there is no way that you can build the nations by compromising. There is something called, we are tough. We can do this and we can do this. We don't want, forces. We want unified forces. Who are you? Therefore, it is right for the government to pursue this and silence this in Upper Nile. Regardless, yes, of course, there is innocent people going to pay the price. Until today, since the beginning, Ustad Wal, until today, there is no way that you can accomplish or target the military without civilians. Happened in Afghanistan. America went and bombed the hospital just to target Taliban. In Pakistan, in Somalia, back in 80s. Now South Sudan. We need to put an end to this. And the end is very near. And that's what we said the other day. Riek Machar is done. The White Army is going to be done as well, whether you like it or not. You see? So I will watch the video as well, and but I'm not going to be surprised because they are trying to terrify South Sudanese. That is called terror. If you kill someone in that fashion, you're trying to intimidate Achilleo and Wal and Medit and the rest of all of us here. We will not accept that. We will account to that. Yeah, so I will stop here. Ustad Medit, thank you. Yes. Yes.
Let more of them come to Nasir. We will kill them. Or they learn how to stop invading the other people's land. So Nasir the woman left the South Sudan, and I'm not no problem. And Nasir the South Sudan.
That's a very good question. The word invade. Thank you, Elias. Yeah. The word invade. That means is Ethiopia or the Republic of Sudan or Uganda or Kenya invade South Sudan. For South Sudan to speak in this fashion is either ignorant or they don't know what they're talking about. Or they need to go to school to learn exactly what is that vocabulary mean, invade. Thank you so much, Elias.
Or when they say, Elias, that you come and more will die, the SPDF is already in Nasir. As a matter of fact, the video we are talking about here was not a video done by the White Army. It's a video done by the SPDF. So what more come to Nasir after telling us? The SPDF is already there. You are the one who should be worried now. If I were to be from Nasir, I would be concerned. Because those SPDF, they are in Nasir, they're seeing the bones of their colleagues. What do you think that creates in them? They're pretty angry. So you, the one that is talking down, I know your brain cannot really take it. But if I were you, you should be worried. Because if you actually click the video and listen to how the soldiers who are videotaping the bones are talking, those are very angry men. And they want to Nasir by force. and they have the guns in their hand. And you still talk like this, you should be the one that is praying. Because definitely they're going to revenge their colleagues, no doubt about it. And it is you sons of Nasir, who are supporting the White Army, you are the one who will come to social media here, and you are the one who will say the government is committing atrocities. Okay? So really, they are there. You tell them to rest in peace. Do you think, do you think they went to Nasser enough? We took out to give them one, but they went to Nasser by force already. Instead of you telling us for them to rest in peace, maybe you need to tell your White Army to rest in peace. Because the man got there by force. And so, like, much the remote control, almost the Colombia is in Nasser. Or do you think and can come to your mailbox and they got mail to Nasser? They went there fighting, they fought their way into Nasser. And so, you, Al-Mahim, you give your word, just, but don't come and tell us, oh, the other PDF is killing civilians. Don't cry. You're the one who will rush. If you have the government to you went, you're the one that go and make protests that your people are being killed. But now you're talking tough. Okay, they're welcome to Chapco.
So
start crying soon with them to protest.
So there's another person called David. He wrote a comment here on live video that he said he just wrote that just wait, by the way, don't cry without anything happening now. The Nuer land is not a Dinka land or a Uganda land. You see, they are right, all of these threat, negative and all things, and they don't even come to the sense that, you know, took things in a tribal way. It's not how things work. Okay, SSPDF is not a Dinka, or it's also supported by SSPDF. It's a nation army. Okay.
It is okay, but give it to them as it is. It is a Dinka army.
So
let the Munding come flying with the angels' wing. It is Dinka army. Just don't even explain it. You know, but just let them be ready for what will come after this. You know, they're the one who has been crying, going to the capital cities of the state and protesting that their people have been killed. Okay, and now they're celebrating it, right? So now we will see how it is going to play out.
Yeah. So let us move to the next. Who's next on the line? Ghana.
Yeah, this is me, Ghana.
Yeah, Fadal, it's your turn.
Yes, I would like to thank you, Madid, for giving me the opportunity to express my views about the topic. Yes, we all know the White Army has been for more than 30 years, as Attilo said, terrorizing the South Sudanese. There is no community that borders them that has not suffered from their atrocities, to be honest. From east to west and north to south, all the communities that border them have suffered from looting of cattle, destruction of property, and all kinds of criminalities. These are the White Army. These are a bunch of youth who, I don't know, have no real purpose but to destroy and put people's lives in misery. They just started a war pointlessly. You can even ask them what are they actually fighting for, but they will not give you a clear reason for it. Just a bunch of youth who decide, let us go and loot, get these people's cows, kill and do stuff like this. These are them. And now their political allies are using them for their political purposes. It is all known that if you are to start a war in their community, if you say you are fighting against the GM, all of them will rally behind it. And that's what their politicians are doing. These are just a bunch of youth like you and I who have just been deceived by the allies. Let us go and fight and kill these people so we can get all the resources that we can obtain. But it does not work like that. They should be, let me say this, they should be dismantled completely because they pose a serious threat to the communities in South Sudan. I, by myself, from Panyika County, we have suffered for years, not just years, decades, from this demonic group of youth called the White Army. Today, the government is taking serious steps to put an end to each and every one of them, and we applaud that. This terrorist group called the White Army should by all means be dismantled completely. They are a group of let me say, they are South Sudanese, but they claim to be being invaded by South Sudanese as well. What kind of thinking is that? How can you be part of a nation and you want to chase that nation's army from their positions? The SSBDF is South Sudan Defense Forces. They are there to defend their lands. You cannot tell them, no, you go away, we don't want you in our land. What would you do without them? They are the legitimate rulers of the country. So you cannot say, no, we don't want you in our land, as if you people are a different nation. That's stupid. How can a group of youth decide to, let me say, threat a whole government, from the executive to the judiciary, everything, giving us threats, you don't want any SSPDF soldiers in our land, and this, I think they are, let me say, they are more human or something. You find them on media everywhere, speaking as if they are more special, as if they can't lose a war. But the reality is in the ground. No community can fight against a government. And that's what they should understand. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, brother. Then let's move to submission. Super. Superior, are you there? Okay, so Subvision Division, are you there or not?
Yeah, Superior.
Yeah,
Is the speaker finished?
yeah, it's finished, yeah.
Okay, no problem. And maybe in the most the world, Silvio, Leah, and everyone else that's up here. I think it's Ken and Young, Angela, Santina, and people in the podium that are listening. I have not seen the video that people are referring to, and I'm not even prepared to watch it because I know already, and we have already seen the visual, the terrorist act of White Army against the SSPDF. And of course, this has been an ongoing thing. But thank God we are living in a society now where everything is recorded. So what they did is they've recorded evidence because these people would have just died and no one would have known and people would have blamed the SSPDF rather than the actual terrorists themselves, which are the White Army. So good job to them for recording them because these are going to be historical facts and nothing can change that. So I agree 100%, and I condemned the White Army, and I'm still advocating the White Army to be destroyed. They have to be destroyed. They have to be dismantled. I don't see the need of White Army in the country. They're very dangerous to our society, not only to the government of the Republic of South Sudan, but to the people that are living in the neighboring communities with them, including themselves. They're a danger to themselves as well. And I don't see the need for White Army to exist in a country where we have a government in place, and in a country where we're working very hard to ensure that certain things will change for the benefit of our society. So in order for us to see a prosperous Sudan, we need to get rid of all the oppositions in the country. The only oppositions that should be left are legitimate ones, the ones that are registered, the ones that are not scared to be in the country, the ones that are there on the ground. Yeah, we don't want any more, exactly. So we only want one government force, or we want only one army. And once we have that, once that has been established, of course, we will start to progress and make certain changes. But if we don't have those things in place, then it becomes very difficult. I understand people are writing comments here. Why do we do not have a reason at all? They don't. I don't even know why they exist. Of course, they were established for destruction. So their acts are not really surprising to me. The way they behave, that's how they were created. They were created for war. They were not created for peace or for reasoning or anything like that. They were created for destruction. So we'll see how this is going to play out. But I was reading a few comments here, and I've been to their rooms as well, listening. I've tried to raise my hand in some of the rooms. They refuse to bring me up. But it's okay. It's not an issue. We have so many platforms here where we can come and respond if there's anything that you have heard that you did not like or did not agree with it, anything. One of their biggest arguments is that people are coming to invade their land, which is Nasir. What does the word invasion actually even mean? And who is going to invade their land? I don't know where they're getting this ideology from, but if that's what they're fighting for, then they don't have a reason at all here. Because Nasir is part of Sudan, and the government of the Republic of South Sudan should operate there freely. The armed forces of Sudan should be allowed to operate there freely and safely as well. Their lives being placed in danger. So if Nasir has been overtaken by the opposition, armed opposition, as a matter of fact, and then the government has every right to ensure the safety of the people there. So the government of the Republic of South Sudan is not doing anything wrong. The SPLA-IO are not doing anything wrong. As a matter of fact, they're just doing their job. But we have distracted. So no one is invading Nasir. No one wants Nasir's land at all. No one. I don't think that argument.
I have a question for you. You know, if this news can actually be so barbaric and they can actually destroy our military like this without mercy. Imagine here, if they were to be the ones that are in charge, what would our freedom be? What freedom would we even bring up as a resource?
Repeat your question again, sorry.
I said, with the images of White Army destroying our military, like the way we see it in the video, if they were to be the ones that take over, because White Army and the IO are the same. And so if the IO were to actually take the authority of our country, how would our freedom look like?
We would be in a total collapse. There would be no such thing called Sudan. What do you mean? That country will be sort of like a horror thing that you see in the movie. Bloody anarchy. That's what you would say would be
like Palestine in no time.
Yeah, even Palestine would be better. What do you mean? Palestine has a little bit of law and order in place. Okay? That place would be, I don't know, like a zombie land or something like that. These people cannot be trusted with leadership. There's a girl here called Nyana that is saying, what kind of country would have no opposition? I did not say. That's the thing. You guys don't listen to understand. You listen to just respond. I said clearly, only legitimately registered opposition, not armed opposition, they should exist in Jerusalem. We don't want force of the I'm learning Arabic now. We don't want this Khalam Farik with an White Army and this armed opposition. Any armed opposition has to go. Now, Thomas Sharilo, I saw some Equatorian guys commenting in one of the rooms before. That is either Thomas Sharilo kills Irmayadi, or he takes over the government, or there's no any other alternative. Not the Equatorian, they are so annoying, honestly. These people are the weirdest people. No offense. Okay? Some of them, but not all of them. They're so weak. They like to insert themselves in things like Thomas Cirillo, who is he? Thomas Cirillo has resorted to getting young boys to stand on the roads and use danga to kill innocent people, women, children on Numili Road. It's not the Thomas Cirillo that is trying to take and overtake the government with Nantanga there. They have resorted to becoming cassava defense forces or crops defense forces. Our gardens, the cows are eating our gardens, cows are eating our crops, so we must kill people. Are you kidding me? Is that the Thomas Cirillo that you're talking about? Thomas Cirillo does not have a cause at all. He has no reason. If Thomas Cirillo wants to be the president of the Republic of South Sudan because cows are eating their vegetables, and then there's a problem. Why would I want to have a leader like that, a leader that just sees that is short-sighted? That's calm-fired. So these nonsense, Sudan, is like, sorry, just put it aside. I don't take this seriously. Coming back to these white armies, which are the real concerns. Because white armies, they have been trained militarily, and they have really heavy guns. So I think it's time that the government must invest, and the government needs to do its job. Very important. The government needs to do its job. The government needs to ensure that in the next 2 years or so, there's nothing called white army or armed opposition in Junub Sudan. We only just want people that are peaceful. That's all we want. Oppositions that are peaceful. That's all we want in Junub Sudan. And then let's see what the government is going to do. When the government starts coming after those legitimately registered, non-armed oppositions, then we will start talking with the government. We will start pushing the government and their act. Like now is very, very different. It's hard. How do we criticize the government when the oppositions are killing us, the people of Junub Sudan? Innocent people, women, vulnerable people of our society are the target at the moment, civilians. So how do we trust opposition? We don't trust them at all. Of course, we're always going to come back to the government and ask them for help from the government. So to me, I still stand strong that white army are definitely criminals that have committed crimes against humanity, and not only them, including opposition. It is the government's job, it is in its mandate, specifically the SPLA-IO, to ensure the safety of the civil society, civil population. So 110%, I agree with what they're doing right now, and I am actually appealing to the government of the Republic of South Sudan to ensure that the SPLA-IO that have landed in Ulang, that have landed in Nasir, that they have all the resources and they're equipped. We don't want the same history to repeat. Last time we understand they were not prepared, they did not see what these white army were going to do. Just see it coming, but this time they know what they are dealing with. Who are white army? Who are these people? Why should we give them peace? Why should we give them a reason for people to fear Nasser? Who are they? Are they more powerful than the government, the supreme government of the country? Why are we giving them the credit? So the government must do its job. It's very important. And it is their right, their sovereign right to protect the people. There's no such thing as invasion. Invading who? What is being invaded? What is there in Nasser that needs to be invaded? It is the part and parcel land of Junub Sudan. Simple. There's no such thing as invasion. So Nasir needs to get these things out of their big head. That their land is being invaded for what and for who? To do what? We in Nazdinka, we are not, especially in Nazdinka, Khazal or Arab, we are not interested in your land. I don't even know where Nasser is and I don't care. All I know is that it's part of the Sudan, that's it. But if we have people that are doing further, and then they must be dealt with accordingly. We need to have peace in Sudan, and in order for us to have peace, we need to discourage this ideology of rebellion, and people rebelling and coming back to position. We all know all these oppositions here, right? They're just hunting for jobs. We don't trust you anymore. It's been 10 years. We've seen your act. When get ready, say, come back, you all run back to Juba like this, like a bloody dog, with your tongues out, panting. These are the people that want to come here and make it look as if like they're fighting for a civil population. That's bullshit. No, 100%. I don't trust the opposition, and they are not there to do their job for us. No, they are there for their own interests. They are not there for the people of Sudan. 100%. And we have seen it over. It's all about positions. It's all about power. How many generals are out there? Some people are not even trained. We have lost Yani the meaning of being a general. Now I don't even have respect for generals in Sudan because when I see General Ngek, I'm like, these people are not qualified. They did not make it the proper way. They're not even trained. Can they tell me how many generals in our opposition have? We've lost the meaning of the title. So we need to ensure that these opposition, these constructive opposition, the government should not be negotiating with them anymore because they do not have a legitimate ground to do even. I don't even know why the government is giving them tips or truth. Why? For what reason? Why should we pay attention to people that are disrupting our progress as a country? So, to conclude, I still stand very strong that the government of the Republic of South Sudan needs to ensure that all the corners of Sudan, anywhere where these armed forces with our oppositions are, they need to be dealt with accordingly. All of them. Else, we don't want anything called, unless if they put on normal clothes of civilians, then okay. But as long as they want to fight the country, I think we need to ensure our safety. It's very important, and it is the job of the government. So yes, SSPDF has every right to be announced, and they have every right. But I am appealing to the government to ensure that they have the support, full support, because they're dealing with aggressors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Sapria. Let us move to the next. Angelo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, moderators, Brother Madit and Diwal, South Sudan, South Sudan Eagles Media for the room. طبعا أنا شفت video. I watched the video. And the video was horrible. It was horrible to watch. And this proved my point and point of many people who were saying that Azola Malay dragged to the river. The video shows all what, like actually, they're not Qatar. It was like thousands of people. They just, one stupid guy just took a video of one person, and I think they stopped videotaping. For Jamadel, they massacred a lot of people. They dumped many of them to the river, and then those who were not able, who they could not able to drag them to the river, those are the ones that just be left there for the birds and animals to eat. Hajj Zeda is very painful, and it's something that cannot happen in one country. Not only one country, even neighboring country. Even Lamanas, Laman Dino massacre when we capture English, surely Katalna Jewish at Khartoum, like in the Fano. The window left like this. Like in this video shows, these people, they are actually beyond animals. They are beyond, they cannot be treated as human beings, they cannot be treated like citizens, leave alone calling them civilians. These are the mafia criminals that government has to deal with them and bring them to books. This Nasir will be left in the history of South Sudan as a place of curse. It's a cursed city where Dr. Riek Machar in 1991 surrounded more than 40 Dinka who were in Nasir when he captured Nasir and killed all of them just because they are Dinka. They were Dinkas. This is the same Nasir in 2013, Laman Amal captured, Laman IO captured in 2013, captured Nasir. They killed so many people, but thank God the commissioner was able to run away with 5 Dinkas. I believe it was 5 to Ethiopia with them. And then they were airlifted from there to South Sudan. I just makan video. Maybe Amal sword 2013. But I believe the killing in 2013 was the same as today. But now the wall is grown, the wall becomes small. Whatever happened in Nasser, Alam Kulu Bishop. And Alam Kulu Shab, what happened in Nasser? With not what army, my IO. You cannot say that this is what army, because the card with the what army is a general in the IO rank. Zoltan Torde is in the IO book as one of the generals, and he was the other card with a what army. So this is the project of the IO, the project of Dr. Riek Machar, because they want to control Nasser to be the headquarters of the IO. Thank God that mission did not succeed. And the government now has to show the world that this terrorist group called IO are terrorist group. They are not, IO are not opposition party. IO are a terrorist group and they should be treated that way. Tajama Nasir, this kind of people.
Yeah, what's up, Angelo?
Yes.
When if you read the peace agreement, it anywhere said in there that Ulang and Nasser are the territory of IO, mean that the SSPDF cannot enter that area. Is there anything like that in the peace agreement? Because David Bial and Simon were dropping down in another room a while ago, talking about if the Kir wants to implement the peace, why he let his army coming to the territory of IO? Is that true, or is it like now David Bial, they always talk whatever they can say whatever they want,
They want to coin up something. David Bial is the book of lies. Ajamati in the peace agreement, unless you didn't read the peace agreement, Lozol Magara, my brother, well, he said that the other day that it took 3 days to read it. And it took me about 5 days to read that book, that peace agreement, because I have to read one like more than one time. Ajama, when it's in peace agreement, Galino will have IO soldier, my cantonment. Cantonment by Amuluda. My Galino cantonment there, I couldn't territory with the IO, territory with the IG, Kalamnamas. What is there is that allocation of counties and states. It couldn't be a state with the IO, meaning that the state IO, it doesn't mean that intergovernment of the IO, intermaksul be inter akumbaraka kuma the IO. No, it's the same government. Which president here is the president. You are just coming to be a governor in the ticket of the IO. If you are a commissioner, you come in the ticket of the IO ticket. But IO don't have a government. IO are not a government. IO are opposition parties. And that's why they are in the peace agreement. This government is government opposition.
Angela, let me have
for parties.
You will consider. Even if it were to be done according to the way David Gell explained it, brother Santino, then the Nasir was in the hand of the government when the agreement was signed. So Nasir was not in the hands of the IO. It was in the hands of the government, and by the agreement, the government allowed some of the IO forces and their supporters, their families, to come into Nasir. But Nasir was under control of the government. The IO did not even control that much, except maybe a Kobo. But a Kobo, because nobody fought in a Kobo, and government did not choose to fight in a Kobo. But even the headquarters of the IO, which is Pangak, was overtaken by the government. So even if we were to go in the way, even though there is no such a thing in the RRCs, it's not there. But even if we were to go according to the way the development put it, then Nasser was in the jurisdiction of the government. And so then in this case here, the Munamal violation of that.
And IO is a part of government.
Exactly. Simple. Exactly. So like Brother Angelo said, David Gell is the book of life. He's a dictionary of life. He's a dictionary of life. Because now David Gell is trying to justify their action. He's flipping the pages faster as much as he can, but he won't get away with it. We have caught them red-handed, and there is a price they're going to have to pay. Continue, Brother Angelo.
Okay, thank you, brother. For explanation. Ajama, unless we want further develop, unless there is the change of further develop. Otherwise, they will be able to be hiding by now. Should be hiding instead of showing his face, because what they have done is actually is the most stupid thing ever to be done. Ajama Dr. Yamachar is the Vice President of President Kiir. We mean he report to President Kiir. If Dr. Yamachar report to President Kiir, who on earth in South Sudan would not report to President Kiir and South Sudan People Defense Force? You are a terrorist. You are not belong to South Sudan. You are not even a South Sudanese. If you say that you have a territory where South Sudan Defense Force cannot enter, then you are not South Sudanese, and you can be treated as a foreigner. South Sudan Defense Force has a right to enter any corner of South Sudan. Otherwise, they are not carrying out their mandate. If they don't enter, they are not carrying out their mandate. And they have a right to use any kind of weapon they have in their hands if there is a resistance. Whether you are a IO, whether you are white army, whether you are some kind of crazy human being somewhere there, you have to be done with. Because that shows sovereignty. You cannot have a sovereign country without controlling it. And that's why we celebrate the entry of the SSPDF to Nasir yesterday. And what another good thing that SPLA, the South Sudan Force entered Nasir before the rain season is the picture we saw today. We would not have seen those pictures if the rain has come and damaged those bodies. It's composted. So I'm agree with many people who have spoken that this terrorists called White Army and the IO has to be done with. They are not opposition. Serious. Riek Machar is not opposition. Riek Machar is an active force in South Sudan. And I hope he will not see the light again. Whether people want it or not, that's how it's going to be. Riek Machar will not get away with this criminality that he has committed against the people of South Sudan and against the state. This is against the state. If Riek Machar was in the US, he would have been hung live, so the whole country will watch. You guys remember Stephen McVeigh? I believe you guys remember. Zol, the man that Timothy McVeigh, yeah.
Of Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City.
The bumper of federal building, yes.
Yes, you see? Laman Kapalo, it was live, the whole world was watching. I was watching. We were watching like injection, when he was injected until he died the last minute. If people were watching it on TV, that's what Riek Machar should be done. Whether his supporters will destroy the whole country or not is better that way. So that the message has to be sent to other people. Because if South Sudan don't do something like that, then another crazy individual will come out and do the same thing later. Because Riek Machar is not, he has taught a lot of people they were father. And for the day, people have to do something. That's why I was saying, why Ajamana Buddha, there's one room that I talk. And one of my Dinka friends who was so upset about what I said. And I believe that he did not understand what I was inferring to.
Angelo, but brother, I turned off the chat room. So now all the White Army supporters, now you either sit here and listen or just leave the room. There you go. What are you going to do now? Now you be writing nonsense there, and that privilege was allowed for you in order to share your thought. But if you're using it for mockery, there it is. It is turned off. But then what are you going to do? Continue, brother Angelo.
Yes. Ajamana Gulta, one of the room, Ana Gulta, killing with the opposition, Makulede. Magul, they think opposition, they rebel against the government, out of Baktulu Barao. Like killing of those like General Apor, killing of war. Why not only the Dinka?
Okay, guys. Some of you are watching on Facebook.
So that is send the message.
Please, you can join us in Clubhouse. So I will close down the studio.
And somebody was upset
so
that I mentioned
go ahead and join us in.
He thought that I was happy that I thought was killed, but I was not happy.
Join us in
that
Clubhouse.
Mean that I'm not happy.
So if you want to be a part of conversation, please join us there. So I will.
But what I mean is, this message has to be sent out.
So thank you for watching and we will
because
if
one Dinka
in Clubhouse,
the government,
if you have a Clubhouse account, come up
and
there.
somebody from other tribe would go and kill millions of people and come back and enjoy the money of South Sudan. That's not fair.